Team League announced today, just very quickly before I introduce the players, that the new season is coming soon, and there's actually going to be a sub-tournament. So, basically, it's going to be Code A of World Team League. So, in the second weekend of September, we're going to have World Team League qualifiers, which leads into basically the Code A of World Team League, which will be its own week-long tournament with prize money included. And the top 3 teams also then qualify to essentially the Code S of World Team League. Thought that was really freaking awesome. Excited for that. We're going to be bringing you guys as much coverage as possible. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. We're bringing you guys as much coverage as possible. So, yeah, check that out. Let's introduce our players for this semi-final matchup. In the bottom left, the blue Terran player from Team Liquid. It's Clem. He's battling here the red Protoss in the top right corner of the map. SKillous in one of this best 3. Boy, do these guys bring some good games oftentimes to the Open Cups as well, so expecting more good stuff here from these two. Remember, a lot of good games that these guys have played as of late should make this pretty freaking cool, quite frankly. Pretty freaking cool. Next finishes up, Reaper will start. That a going to begin with. Just gonna see how Cybercore coming through, getting that going. Bunker getting set up as well. So far so good. Let's see if this bunker can get up to much as we start this out. Bunker gets filled up, just going to be hitting a little bit right there. Gonna keep on pinging that Nexus for a few moments, and Nexus will be taking quite a bit of damage. Twilight Council continuing through. Yeah, I mean, just obviously kind of annoying to have this going on over here, have that happening, and yeah, just kind of bunker still active. SCV repairing a little bit. Sorry guys, was answering a question to someone quickly. But that bunker, again, annoying for a while, is now just going to salvage. It's forced a battery already, so that's already kind of cool still. I'm just going to see our Reaper backing up. Robo facility still coming online. It's about to finish in a second as our starport is also going to be done soon. All the good stuff coming up, guys. The Blink, of course, is the initial tech choice of SKillous here. So no Stargate play just yet. Don't mind that inside and out. Shorter rush distance playing Stargate can be deadly if Clem finds that, you know, that chance to get across the map and start attacking you, right? That's something you do generally want to avoid, so. It's going to be a Raven from Clem as well. Obviously, anytime you protect the Raven against a Stalker opener is generally very good because typically Stalker openers, they fall into 2 things, and the Raven's good against both of them. If it's Zealots, well, anti-armor missiles fantastic against Zealots. If it's Colossi, usually even better, because you can really get some deadly pushes going where you matrix and basically disable 1 or 2 Colossi. It really creates some times in the game where your army is just terrifying compared to that which the Protoss is able to put up and still fight with once those matrices have been set. And even if the Protoss doesn't take the fight, it can still allow you like 10 to 15 seconds where you're able to take position with your army, and in theory the Protoss army should just be running the hell away because their damage dealer is not in play. And you see a Robobay here, means it is going to be Colossus this time at the very least out of SKillous, and like I say, that means that the Raven play is very likely to be very potent in this one. Expecting that to be quite the factor as our Robobay starts up. Coming online. Impact coming through, the extra Marines coming out, Refinery, the bunker, all the good stuff is on the way at the moment. Robo Bay is completing and our charge will already be starting here as well, so... And just bringing a lot of that up. We have ourselves the Raven going to go out. For now, the long way around. If you can hit a mineral line, get a few SCVs early, obviously that's pretty nice as well. If you can just start out by killing some workers with the Raven and then keep it alive to Matrix later on, then you're really finding a lot of value with the Raven. And this is going to be probes that are pulling in over here. It's a nice auto turret, but the only thing I would say about that auto turret is obviously isn't as impactful, because what this means is that when that auto turret's coming down, you're actually in that kind of weird situation where you're not denying the mining time, because those probes weren't ready to mine anyway because the Nexus wasn't finished. Sorry, it took me a while to figure out where I was going with this. I knew where I wanted to go. I was like, why can't I explain it? I was like, I know perfectly well why this is bad. Or why it's not as good as usual. I just can't tell you guys why. I couldn't put it into words. Apologies, guys. Too much food today, I tell you. I ate too much. I actually think is the reason my brain's running slow. That's what happens when you go to a food festival. Oh, yeah. Very fun food festival, like I say, guys. Especially for Ellie. Ellie popped off. She loved it. Scan comes down. We get rid of an observer. So you're going to see this army of Clem heading up to the top. Going around to that left-hand side. Just going to be seeing a couple of Colossi. Wanting to get going. Tanks do get sieged already. Sieging up. The Marauders going to be splitting out as well. Just going to see the probes taking a few shots at the moment, so taking quite a lot of hits, and Nexus taking a couple initial hits also, as we do see our Zealots start charge on through. We do have our Zealots getting blown up. There's the Matrix like I talked about. One of the two Colossi just disabled, and it gives you position, right? It allows you to get forward here as Clem, and I'm not sure about fighting into the Super Battery. In my eyes, the Super Battery should have been a fine way to counter the Matrix. Clem fighting into it probably benefits SKillous more than anything. Give SKillous some time where he's able to deal damage to this Clem army while not really losing much himself, so yeah, I gotta say I don't like that so much from Clem. Felt like that was a little bit overly aggressive. Just unnecessary, you know? Could have already backed away. Didn't really kill anything else there. Feel a lot. I tell you what, the last few days, I swear I've seen so many Terrans diving Super Batteries again, and like not targeting the Super Batteries, but like fighting in range of Super Batteries. I thought a lot of the Terrans had figured out you just can't really do that. But lately it feels like they kind of forgot again, you know? It's kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It just like I say, it's like a recent thing. I feel like just recently again I've seen it a lot. Well, this game settles down for a bit. No one dies on the initial 3-base setup. At this point, SKillous should even be thinking about when and where he wants to be taking his fourth, probably off to the right side. And yep, there it is, dropping down straight away. So no time to delay. Get that fourth base started pretty much immediately. Get that straight away going. Kick that off and get that underway. Marine is going to come out the left-hand side here and go after the Warp Prism. The rest of this army for SKillous coming through the center, heading down to the south. A couple Marauders still just whacking away at the Zealot here. Just keeping this going. We do have our Disruptors, our Prism, Speed, all of that coming up. +1 armor is coming in. And a few auto turrets actually get rid of the battery straight away as well, so it's able to knock that straight down. Auto turrets still having to go at a few of these probes. Able to chip our way through that, of course, and pretty reasonably have our armory. Ghost Academy finishing. Clem obviously getting all of his own tech up and running here, getting that online and ready to play. Obviously, SKillous, his own tech coming online too. I mean, this game is not ending anytime soon, it would seem, so on our way to a Dark Shrine, the extra Disruptors, support the Colossus. In that regard, everything is looking very good for SKillous. But like I said, Clem is also getting his own tech up, so it's pretty even across the board, guys. Here in Game 1 of a best of 3 in today's semi-finals of the ESL Open Cup Europe. Number 137 I actually think I missed 137. I think this is 138, yeah. I missed 137 last week because I just traveled home from London on that day. So, yeah. 138 today. 138 editions of this cup. It's a crazy one. Disruptor shot's going down. Widowmine's getting hit. Fire Force still coming through as we just got ourselves the rest of this force coming back around into the center, and well, it's going to knock down some rocks. Again, Clem found a win against Trigger because he kept on repositioning his army. Was never really looking to attack, but always had the threat of attacking, and that was very scary. There's a handful of disruptors hang out to the side. Just going to be having our tanks set up again. The Vikings would like to maybe make a go for some of those Colossi. Pick that Zealot off, moving forward. Possibility of an EMP as we have a lot of DTs on the counterattack, so the Vikings actually going to commit for 2 Colossus kills here. He doesn't get the second though. I thought he was actually going to be able to, but no, ends up losing quite a lot of Vikings instead. Tanks firing, a few Stalkers taking some hits, and going to be seeing the couple of DTs on the other side going after some of these SCVs. The MP is going to drop down. DTs continue to get picked away at. They all get picked off. That'll be that for the moment. So, I mean, the DTs got a lot of workers, don't get me wrong, but not completely untouchable. As we do see the Vikings again looking for Colossi. Doesn't quite finish it off. These Colossi just keep living. That means a lot of splash damage that just continues to come through naturally. We do kill one now, though. 2 little HP for the super battery to really save it. It's just the disruptor number, and the disruptor number is pretty disgusting. It's very high. Very tough to break into that. More units pushing through the center. Zealots, Stalkers, Disruptors trying to get in here as we do hit an EMP. Well, I mean, the Colossus is really hanging on by a thread. We're rebuilding the Colossus, though, which you do like. A lot of the times when you see the Colossi die once, the players are like, Mass Disruptor time, Stalker Disruptor, let's go. I mean, obviously it makes sense if there's still a lot of Vikings there, but honestly, if you can get back to 3 or 4 Colossus, it can still be very good for your army. There's a reason you have them in the first place. And yeah, of course, initially they're a little bit more consistent than Disruptors straight away in the game. As I kind of felt like those Vikings were maybe about to land. See, this is rough because you just had your Colossus count reset again, so the 2 new ones still have to fight the same number of Vikings. There's definitely some value in getting up to like 4 of them, because then they actually do get to join the fight a little bit more properly. Otherwise, yeah, it does feel like a bit more of a waste. You know, SKillous, with the workers that he's killing, I mean, resources lost is kind of even, but Clem is mining way less. And that means that his army supply is trailing a little bit now with these worse off trades. And so Clem actually needs to be a bit careful. SKillous is starting to look pretty good here in this game, number 1. See, do have a +3 attack upgrade from SKillous coming through as well. That's not far from finishing up, so get that online, get that going. The bio spreading out a couple different directions as well here. A lot of cannons and batteries coming up in the top left as well, so just getting all of that coming through too. Army of SKillous continues to chip away through some rocks. Continue to cut through, deal some damage, get onto the other side. EMP's ready to go as we got a disruptor shot firing through. Doesn't quite manage to land, however, so disruptor shot not going down. It's going to see more units of SKillous coming down the left-hand side, so getting out into position. We've got a fire force coming forward. A little EMP goes down, and those DTs getting chipped away at again. 10 SCVs dead so far, and again, it's just Clem's economy continuing to take hits. The plus side is quite a lot of DTs going down, so resources lost should still be staying kind of even. Clem just needs to keep reproducing those SCVs, keep that economy up. Because quite frankly, right now, you could understand why it would, or how it could go down a little bit. If you're not careful. Plantry out in the bottom right, just gonna see the ghost still coming online. +2 ship weapons. +3 armor as well, finishing. Clem finds another little group of zealots and so on to take a trade with. 16 minutes in, this game continue to settle down in the later stages. I mean, we get a Colossus kill right away there, and the Vikings gonna get an observer from the sky as well, so knocking that straight down. Back toward the center of the map as we have our fusion core still coming up. Force just continues all the way around to the top there, getting set. Just got the rest of the army from SKillous coming through as well. We are going to see a disruptor shot firing. So fire land, neither does the second. Third one lands at least. Reasonable. Fire force going to come up. A little EMP trying to get down there as well. Just seeing this army of Clem spreading out and getting ready to really kind of greet the rest of this army. Here we go with the forces. Gonna head on over the left-hand side, aim for the plantry. We're gonna see some bio trying to flank disruptors. We'll get on top of one of them, losing a couple of units initially. Gets one disruptor. Clem obviously with a pretty good spread of units here. He is eating disruptor shots though. No matter how well he's splitting, there's just a few units going down each time, and it's starting to add up a little bit for SKillous, but is it enough? I mean, he's going to kill this Colossus here. That disruptor shot is huge. Clem didn't split away at all. He's fully committed to taking this fight to the very end. The Zealot reinforcements should cause some trouble for him, but he has EMPs, so he can get through the Zealot shields immediately. That always weakens him up. We even snipe a little bit to the tail end of that battle. And Clem finds himself some good value, I would say, actually, all said and done. I mean, overall, resource loss is finally tilting in Clem's favor a teeny tiny bit. That is a massive Dark Templar going onto the map. My goodness, they are really trying to send it a little bit right now. They're going to get this base, I think. Oh, well, we actually pulled the SCVs. It felt like the SCVs weren't pulling enough. Oh, the planetary goes down. There's a DT over here as well. Another planetary goes down. Talk about losing your economy as it gets sliced and diced away from you. Ouch. That is painful. You can kill a few probes on the other side as Clem, but the fact you just lost 2 mining bases, right? I mean, a lot of these workers that Clem still has, and those are fresher bases too, they're just not effective anymore. We try and snipe some Zealots as they run into this fight. The Bio Army continues to kite backward. Disruptor shot does not land, but I mean, Clem has a little bit of an army supply lead right now. Moving into the Liberators might be his best shot at some sort of victory here because, well, I mean, he's still dealing with the DTs back at home. That's so frustrating. He just can't fight properly at all. Libs were a little bit far forward there. There's not a lot of Stalkers. It's very Zealot heavy, so another EMP or so going down. We're going to be seeing the Ghosts, the Bio, turning around once again. You grab the cannon, go for the Nexus. Takes that down also. 11 SCVs died, 3 probes going down. Liberator sieging up as we do see our Bioforce going to come back down the south. The Stalker's having to blink away. These Immortals still trying to press on in as Clem's supply is honestly just failing him because of the lack of reinforcements. The Liberators, I think, are still the scariest thing he's got going for him, but he's got 8. If you've got no support for those Liberators, how scary really is it? +3 ship weapons, so that's obviously a good thing for these Libs too. Definitely going to pack a punch, hit some EMPs, and the Stalkers will be immediately unwanting to continue this attack. Problem is, again, just SKillous has so many, well, bases and workers, and once more Clem is taking heavy losses. GG is going to be said, and SKillous finds himself game 1 of this best of 5. Sorry, best of 5, best of 3. Semi-finals still here. 20 minutes on Inside and Out. And SKillous claws his way to victory in... Feels bad, yo. Bottom left corner, down a game from Team Liquid. Our blue Terran is going to be Clem. Taking on to the top right, our red Protoss player, SKillous. Alright, let's see what this next one has for us here. Let's see what's going to happen. Game number 2 getting going here momentarily. DTs are so good, it'd be bonkers if they could blink. Ay. DTs are pretty sick, man. They are so expensive, though. If that last shot on the planetary didn't kill it on the bottom right, and he kills all those DTs, planetary lives, even losing the other base, I mean, what a different game that would be. It's the fact that Clem loses 2 of his mining bases in sync that really does him dirty, right? Like, losing both of them at the same time, pretty much. That is brutal. I mean, that is so hard to bounce back from, realistically. It's really, really tough. SCV coming through the upper right. Adept will begin. CC drops down. Stargate is super proxied from SKillous, 1 base as well, so very quick Stargate coming through here initially out of SKillous and Clem. Is on a scout with the Reaper, but the Zealot has got past the Reaper as well, so Zealot's going to be annoying, and Stargate's going to get producing. Yeah, the Barracks is building a tech lab. I think he knows he wants something ASAP here to really deal with this, so...
Base is under
Clem is going to be, I think, going into a super fast Cyclone. Dunk is already on the way. Clem's being very safe. He knows there's something kind of aggressive going down here as the Marine and the Reaper do kite pretty much perfectly. Adept is going to pop up, but will not kill the bunker SCV in time. Doesn't get that one, actually, which is a bit of a shame. Probably savable. Clem saw the Adept coming through. That's 100%, like I say, definitely savable. And now this SCV's low HP is the Reaper. Oh my goodness, that Reaper. Are we going to call that calculated, taking the hit to go down to 1 HP? Sure. First Oracle shows up. Cyclone is on the way. There's just going to be a little bit of time here before the Cyclone is ready. And then it's going to be a question of, do we manage to keep this Cyclone alive against future Oracles? Generally, 1 Oracle's not going to kill it, but a double Oracle maybe could if this Oracle gets some energy back. Yeah, it's something you're going to have to be at least a little bit careful of. Oracle's gonna dive through to the main base, look for the Cyclone. It's a nice first catch, like I say. Second Cyclone's actually in trouble there. I actually feel like we could have just gone for it. He loses that Oracle. I mean, that was so unnecessary. You saw he could have just zapped it down with the second Oracle. I feel like that was a bit of a panic moment from SKillous. This really didn't need to look like that, as this is very bad for Clem. Losing the Cyclones, I'm pretty sure, is game over most of the time in this situation. This is really not good for him at all. Cyclone. Good halfway done. There's a couple Oracles still hanging out. I mean, again, we just need more Cyclones to come through here. But this is rough. Blink is still on. We have another Oracle about to build. And again, it's always going to be a question of, can Clem ever have enough up at once to properly defend in these situations? And, well, perhaps. Even if he does, I mean, the Oracle's coming from a different side. He definitely can't split his units up right now. He's going to take more damage, and that's going to keep extending the lead of SKillous here. And all this while, Clem is building, you know, a good answer to the Oracles, but maybe not a good answer for the longer-term game. This was nice, because he kills an Oracle without losing the Cyclone. That Cyclone obviously got low, and if he gets a second Oracle, then it actually does start to be very good for Clem, because now SKillous is losing a lot of army supply. And Clem can actually really focus on building some other things, because he knows he's going to be okay. Oracle was just looking at the front there as these Stalkers are going to make their way forward too. Oracle comes over the left-hand side. A few Marines are beginning to move out. Cyclones are backing it up just a little bit. Waits after an SCV for a few moments and just going to be seeing the Marines still getting over. Stalkers blink straight through, going to catch one of the Cyclones moving on the map. I love the chase on the higher HP one because the other one was going to die guaranteed, so may as well go after the other, right? Made a lot of sense, I like that. Still play. Yeah, I mean, I get the Cyclones aren't exactly the best of units right now, but it still is nice to kind of keep them alive at least, right? It's still nice to kind of just have them on your side. Stalkers come in here. Oracle is going to activate, and away we go as SKillous looks to try and win the game. I mean, he's going to force an SCV pull. He's looking to try and win this out right here, right now. No Chillerino. And can he do it? I mean, he's going to get rid of, yeah, just too many units. Clem doesn't really have anything, no? SCVs have to pull again. The Stalkers should just be able to keep on fighting. It's going to be good enough. SKillous is going to find himself in another ESL Open Cup Europe final. He's